Everybody's ready to go. We have Coach Sherman Reed, center fielder Matt Day, and pitcher Matt Perkins. We'll let Coach open up with comments, and then we'll take it into players.
Obviously, we wish we played better today. We didn't come here just to show up and be happy that we're representing the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, but we came here to compete and try to get out of here with a win. But congratulations to Coach Godwin and his group. These kids, we heard a lot about this ball club, how hot they are, the way they swing the bat. They're good, disciplined hitters, and you know they're going to be tough to beat the rest of the way. Jordan Hamburg really gave it his best shot. Sometimes when you're on a stage as big as this stage, sometimes it's hard to kind of get your feet under you, so to speak, with the adrenaline rush. And I think it took a quite number of our guys, a couple innings, to really recognize that in the big scheme of things, it's just another baseball game. But once we settled down, I thought we played better towards the end. We were still looking for that opportunity to have our bats break out and make it a slugfest, which it eventually turned out to be, but we didn't get the timely hits early. The first 2 or 3 innings, I think we were out hitting ECU, but we weren't getting the timely hitting. So we're going to regroup as a ball club and you know, check out who's going to be our opponent and scout them well and try to hope. And with this team, the residual nature that this team has always shown, come back and play a better ball game tomorrow.
Questions for the players?
For either the players playing in this environment, like you kind of talked about, how long did it maybe take to get used to that, and do you feel like that'll help you going into tomorrow as well?
Definitely the first inning, I knew there was going to be a lot of people here, but seeing it's another thing. It was kind of surreal being out there in front of that many fans. But I just took a second, let it sink in, and then just tried to play the best baseball I could do to help my team.
Do you think the way you guys were able to get some hits at the end, even I think the first 3 innings had at least 2 guys on each time, like is that those some positives you can draw on moving forward?
Yeah, and that was the unfortunate thing, because I think early on sometimes all it really takes is to score. You know, if we could score and maybe jump out, even if it's no more than a 1-run lead, sometimes the psychological effect of, in a big game like this, getting out in front, and we had those opportunities, we just couldn't cash in.
Not pitching back in your home state, what did that mean? Was that a good opportunity for you to kind of pitch in front of some friends, family, stuff like that?
Yeah, I think it was definitely a great opportunity, because I haven't seen my family like much in the last couple months, so being back home was definitely a blessing. I really enjoyed pitching for me.
Any more questions?
Coach, there's a possibility you might face Coastal Carolina tomorrow. Just any insight you may have on the Chanticleers and kind of what you've seen from them, what they've been able to accomplish over the last, say, decade or so, and kind of what that matchup may look like.
And I know that they're a good, really good program. You know, I mean, 4 or 5 years ago, they were on top of the world with their play in the postseason. Right now, quite honestly, it's going to be a long night, because all of our focus really was on ECU. We were really selling out on them with all the time that we put in, the coaching staff, trying to prepare for what we knew was going to be a tough challenge for us. Now it just comes down to who we're going to face now. So we kind of will do some spot scouting on both Virginia and Coastal, and we'll be prepared. It'll be a short night for the coaching staff, though.
Any more questions for the players? No, go ahead. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Coach, what have these last 2 weeks been like for you? There's the euphoria of winning the conference championship, particularly the way you did it. There's the euphoria of you're making your NCAA tournament debut, but the scheduling being what it is, you haven't played a game in 2 weeks. So what have the last 2 weeks been like?
And it's tough. It's been tough, because as we got closer to the opening game on the 3rd, you know, it's all about preserving your pitching. So we got a real good, long, extended scrimmage in on, I believe it was Tuesday. But you're right, we were doormat for like 8-9 days. And even though you try to scrimmage and inter squad within your program, it's still not like seeing the opponent with another uniform on. So, you know, that, no excuse, but, you know, we've been out of competition for, you know, 9 or 10 days. But we thought Tuesday's tune-up, that inter squad game, did get us close to having the pitchers face live batters and having the batters compete against some live pitching.
You mentioned Hamburg, he just didn't seem to have maybe his normal command. Just what do you think kind of led to that? And how tough did that make for him?
It was tough. I know that, you know, it was frustrating. There was early on, there was a couple of calls that maybe we thought that we didn't get, but you got to bounce back and turn the page. I mean, Jordan is just such a competitor, and you're right. He had some command issues early on, and typically it takes him an inning or two when he's off from a mechanical and command standpoint. He just never really got it back, particularly as quickly as we'd hope to keep us in the game. But Jordan Hamburg, I thought his at-bats were spectacular. And his goal was, once we pulled him, was to just help the team the best you can offensively. And I thought he had some spectacular at-bats.
More questions for Coach?
Appreciate it,
Thanks,
Coach.
guys. Appreciate
Thank
you.
you,
guys.